St George team. 2 changes brought about. You'll notice that number 6, Tony Trudgett, the regular 5'8", he's gone into the centres in place of Graham Quinn, number 3, the Australian Test winger. And Trudgett's place at 5'8" has been taken by number 14, Kevin Kelly, who's a local junior. He's the reserve grade halfback, but he's been moved up to play. And this is the Penrith team unchanged, except for one position that played so well to defeat Manly last week. And you'll notice that in the back line it is unchanged, except that number 14, Glenn Holton, comes in at 5'8" to replace the injured Warren Fenton. And in the forwards, the men of St George initially moving the ball quickly. We've got halfback Foster on the ground receiving attention for Penrith. Meanwhile, Stone has it. Caught by Sheens and Broman, the opposing prop forwards. Kelly. To Morris. Young. Dummying the kick down the blind side, and good backing up, and away goes Morris, and there's winger Johnston in the centre. Brian Johnston standing out over on the wing, and he scored down the blindside touchline, but it all came from that man, Craig Young.
Yes, most certainly, and well, he's the danger man out there in those forwards, but watch how... And from the front on, you can see that high tackle, Craig Young being able to make the break, and Morris getting right beside Young to get hold of it. And watch the corner. It's very close into that corner, but no, the try has been awarded.
Steve Martin still on the ground. He looks like he's got an injured ankle. Here's a charge by Broman. He was over the line. Can he ground it? The referee says held up. Held up in goal. Graham Wynn getting underneath the big fellow and actually preventing Broman from grounding the ball. And Steve Martin receiving attention. And former referee Gary Cook to tell us exactly why no try was awarded there.
You can see as Darryl Broman gets the ball here, he's rushing and he's pushing his way through the St George forwards, and you'll see him lose the ball as he tries to ground it. There's the action of him losing the ball.
Martin doesn't look very happy at all. He's one of the key men in this Penrith out.
There's Levy's high kick, and Johnson waits. Johnson courageously takes it again. What a fabulous take.
Does it again. 3-0 lead, and they've won this scrum. They're looking very sharp, St George, and obviously their tactics is to throw the ball about.
And they had a bit of an overlap, and that looks suspiciously forward, but Sorodini's across there and gets it to Johnston. Johnston, the centre, looks for Graham. Up to the quarter line. Look at the pace. Johnston still going. What a fabulous run by the winger. He was encircled by defenders and still got to within 5 metres of the line, playing it to Graham. Trying to force his way over and held backwards by Martin. Trudgett, ready. Always hard to stop, and throws the ball back. Well-handed Kelly. Little Kev Kelly. 8 metres out. Tackles running out for St George, but they're close to win on the blind side. Graham, very close to the touchline on the 5th tackle. Morris, and a long one to the centres. Craig Young, here's an overlap out here if they can use it. A long one out towards the winger, and there's Brian Johnston going in for a second try. Place to the corner, and he's in. Brian Johnston, the centre, his second try of the match, and it came from that very, very long pass thrown out in the centres, with St George having... The St George halfback, Steve Morris, showing him how he wants him to feed the ball into the scrum. Differential penalty. Royce Simmons, the hooker. And he'll do that all day, Simmons.
He's not far short of that line.
Simmons 4 metres out. Platts is dummy half. Here's Broman. It went the other way to Sheens. Sheens close, and that's Platts. 2 tackles gone, and 3 or 4 metres out. Simmons, Holton, good passing to leave in. That's another excellent pass to McMahon, who's over to score. Craig McMahon, who's been shifted into the centres. Young, way out to Morris. Got a good bounce too, and he's away. Morris, he's got the defence coming across. He's caught by Platts.
Amazing turn of speed, Steve Morris. Standing start, really gets the momentum up.
Kelly, that's Stone. Last tackle to go. Will they put it into the air? Last time they ran it and they scored a try. Win. Trudge it, and it's gone straight through. He's over. That was easy.
Amazing football.
Rod Reddy going across. Morris booting it through, and he's collared after he kicked the ball. He must get a penalty. The referee's allowed play to go on. Well, Morris might have played for that. It looked like a penalty was required. Never mind. Play goes on, and Penrith are attacking. So with the second half underway, Penrith have made yet another replacement. Michael Kelly, the reserve grade half, who replaced Henry Foster, as Penrith fine touch from the kick-off. Michael Kelly, who came on as a replacement for Henry Foster as halfback, has himself been replaced, and the replacement player now is Mark Gerard, who's wearing jersey number 17 for Penrith. And number 18, he's feeding the scrum. So here's Penrith early in the second half. It's Holton. Podgy going down the blind side. He's close. He's over. Podgy scored. He caught the St George defence napping, and Kevin Podgy scored. That was easy, and really caught the St George defence napping.
That's a very important try to half. With that try to Podgy, they caught St George completely by surprise, and Penrith playing a lot better in this match in the first few minutes of the second half.
And an atrocious kick for touch by Graham with the breeze. The ball.
There's another ball to them.
Levy.
One thing I noticed with this Penrith side last week, that when they get in front and when they start moving like this, they're good.
Yes, and a good break, and away goes McMahon. He's looking for a second try too, but he's into touch. Good covering tackle there from Rocket.
Look at that weight there by St George.
Morris has got it on the open side of the scrum. He's going to play it 6 metres out for St George. Ready. Kelly had to juggle it. He was conscious of the defence moving up, but he did well to keep his eyes on the ball. Young out wide at a Trudge. He's lost it, and this is the Penrith winger Gillies, who's streaking upfield and caught by the covering defence. Morris. Trudgett going with him. Cullen. Good step, and away to the wing on the far side. Philip Graham is caught just short of the halfway. Morris. Ready, told him to go himself, and look at him go. Trying to link up with the supports.
He couldn't straighten up. That was good defence from Penrith there, making him run across field.
Ready.
There's a danger man.
Trudgett and Morris. Caught by Sheens. Side. To win. It's Ready.
He's taken 3 out of that lineup. Now's the time to keep it going in the same direction.
Win. Ducked under 2 high tackles. To Stone. The defence a little bit loose out that way. Trudgett, quick pass. He saw it in. He's decked it. They've got it back, and a knock-on will be played. Again applied by St George, and Morris got it out, and Johnston is in. Johnson, the fullback. That was a set move, worked on the blind side of the scrum. Brian Johnson has scored after Steve Morris ran it wide to the blind side. It's Hay. No, it's Gerard, actually. Gerard, the replacement half, and it's been a good run too by him. Got it away on the far side. This could be a try, and in goes Penrith with Jennings scoring. A try that came completely against the run of play, but my word, what a vital try. Not a bad feat, but they didn't get the ball. Buckley. Now we've got the fullback Johnson standing up in the line again for St George. Win. He's been involved more in the game today than I've seen from him for a while. Sorodimi, Trudgett. Trudgett's gone straight through. He's going to score. What a good try. That sealed it.
Yes, just about wraps it up now. That the outside defence moving up. Not far enough, and Trudgett going through for the match-winning try, and that was the one Saints were looking for.
And from head on, the long passes again, clearing the ball away from the ruck quickly. And Trudgett beating Jennings' tackle, and it was left to the winger Gillies coming across, but Trudgett able to touch down. Well, it's safe now for St George. 21 to Phil Graham attempting the conversion of Trudgett's try. Not a bad-looking kick, and he's got it. 23 to 15 is the score, with the full-time siren sounding. And that is the end of the match. St George defeating Penrith 23 points to 15 after leading 13 to 7 at half-time. And for St George, 2 tries scored by Johnston, 1 each by Reddy, Johnson and Trudgett.